You're watching Around Town with Henry Dormann.
Around Town is sponsored by Chemung Canal Trust Company. They're really nice people. Trust is their middle name. Service is their motto. And I like them a lot, and that's why I bank there. If you ever come by to look me up, I'll be in the vault. Safe place. There's a man who never changes. He always stays young. But the interesting part about George Winner, the former senator from Elmira, is that he is one of the nicest people in government. And he's also one of the nicest people in business, and he's now senior partner of his own law firm. And he's president of the City Club, which we're going to take a sneak into because nobody gets in it. We're photographing in the City Club now. Nobody gets in here. It's the only club that I know of in the whole area. And it is very, very special. You can't even get in. You have to try hard. But he also he's been around for a long time. He knows everybody. And he is a very talented, honest, special person. And I'm so glad that you could come and chat. Tell me now.
Henry, it's good to be here.
You want to talk about the City Club, or you want to talk about the law firm, or both? Talk about both.
Well, the City Club is something that I have been a member of since 1974. And my father was a member before that. And this is a very fine institution here in the city of Elmira, which we pride ourselves on fine dining and camaraderie with our members. And the only qualification to become a member of the City Club is you have to be over 21 years old.
And you have to like lobster bisque. They have the best lobster bisque in the world.
Well, we think we have the best dining in the area here, and we have some great special events for our members, and I think our members enjoy this. So this is club has a long history. It was founded in 1889, and in this building was constructed for it, which in 1893, some of the founding president was Spencer Meade, who is the son of General Meade, the Union Army commander at Gettysburg, and founding members of the likes of Charles Langdon, the brother-in-law of Mark Twain. And certainly a number of other prominent Elmirans at the time. So this club has been here for a long time. And
did you learn all this after you became president?
I learned a little bit more detail after I became president. It became necessary. So, but in any event, this is a great place, and we have some great special events for our members, and we have members of the community come in and speak to us and enjoy our dining here. And
you've got upstairs dining rooms.
We have upstairs dining.
Specially
we have
built.
Downstairs dining, and we're now taping this in the Howell Library, named for our former great benefactor and longtime Elmira patriarch George Howell, who just recently died. So we have a long list of prominent people who've been members here, and we have a long list of people who are just regular old folks that enjoy good fine dining and socialization and good time with one another.
Now, if somebody should want to partake and would like to apply for membership, can they do that?
Certainly can. We encourage people to join the Elmira City Club. It's not an expensive place, but I think it's worth every penny that you spend, and it's all one needs to do is make an application through one of our members, and certainly that can be easily arranged.
How expensive is it?
Well, it's very reasonable. I mean, there are classes of membership depending on your age, and there are classes of charges depending on whether you're a resident or whether you're a non-resident.
How about the law firm? Tell us about what you're one of the most distinguished law firms in the country.
Well, I think we have a very distinguished law firm. I'm a member of the firm of Kaiser Maloney and Winner. It's down on 150 Lake Street, and my partners are John Maloney and Richard Kaiser, and Peter Finnerty, and Mark Ranowitz, and Joshua Navone. And we have an all-purpose law firm where we handle clients' needs from basically whatever you would need in the legal services. We're there to provide, and it's a great firm and with a fine list of clients.
And you're a member of the Board of Trustees of Elmira College.
Oh yeah, that's my
other. And you did very well in helping them recently.
Well, Elmira College. My wife is a member or a graduate of Elmira College, of both undergraduate and a master's degree there, and I'm on the board of trustees, and she's also the head of the local alumni association there. So we're very interested in the well-being of Elmira College, and Elmira College is near and dear to this community, and certainly, sort of the jewel of the city of Elmira, and as such, we're interested in its well-being and its growth. So that's a good cause, and it's interesting for me now that I have the time and not involved in politics, that I have the time to devote to those types of community affairs.
Do me one favor.
Certainly.
All my life, I would have liked to have everybody see what the dining room looks like, because it's one of the really nice dining rooms. Could you squeeze us in for a little quick tour?
Certainly, and I will bring our general manager along, Joe Pierce, who has a long history and as a restaurateur in the area with the former owner of Pierce's Restaurant, and who is the general manager of the Elmira City Club. He's doing a fine job here. Let's do it.
Now we're in the dining room of the City Club. This is about as good as it gets. But I'm going to leave it back to my friend George Winner, because he is kind of a spirit that everybody admires in Elmira and surrounding territories. Besides that, I think he's a terrific person. So please
Thank you, Henry.
Tell us who this distinguished fellow is with
We're
us.
joined by our distinguished general manager of the Elmira City Club, Joe Pierce, who many of you recognize the name as being a very prominent restaurateur in the area, and Pierce's Restaurant. And Joe, maybe you want to introduce yourself a little bit as far as and tell them what you do here.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I've been the general manager here at the club for 6 years. After spending 2 years in sales, I decided to jump back into the industry because, frankly, I missed it a great deal, and it's a wonderful place to work. It's a terrific club with a great environment, a wonderful supporting membership, and the thing I like the best about it is I'm only challenged here with delivering a quality product, which is something that is right up my alley, and we're sort of the bastion of fine dining in the area. It's a wonderful experience to be a member of the club, and it's certainly a great place for all of us to work.
How many rooms are there?
We have a total of 6 different dining rooms on 2 floors. Actually 7 if we want to squeeze it. And we can accommodate parties of 100 or more comfortably, or smaller parties in the 30 to 50 range are more of our sort of our forte and our bailiwick. But the floor plan of the club lends itself to a lot of very interesting creative private party work. The buzzword there is it's got to be creative because of the patchwork of the floor plan.
Tell me something. Tell me a secret. Is there one room where the VIP people sit?
Right in this corner. We're sitting at the famous gin table, Mr. Dormann.
Gin table.
This is the most famous spot in the club.
Why the gin table?
Spot up on the wall. Apparently, it used to be a location for a very popular Saturday gin game, I'm told. Mm-hmm. After lunch, and this is going back 30 or 40 years ago, when some of the great business people of Elmira.
I think my father even might have participated on occasion here and there.
I would think Lyman Gridley might have been part of that group.
Right.
Jack Fassett, probably. They came in for lunch and they played gin here every day. And that's what that plaque on the wall commemorates.
What stories there must be.
Oh, this place could talk. I've often said when I have the pleasure attending bar and listening to these gentlemen that I think one of the things I'll do when I'm done is write memoirs about what I've heard. It would be very interesting.
So if you need information or want to join, what's the number again?
733-6506.
Call and come and see the place. It's a wonderful place, and you will enjoy it just as much as I do. But now we have to leave you because we're going into secret meetings to discuss all of the gossip about the secret stories that are taking place in this place. And it's secret, so we can't have anybody else see it except us. We'll see you here.
Around Town with Henry Dormann will return in a moment.
Life, it never stops moving. Getting from here to there. Managing long hours at work. Juggling a busy home. You need a bank that keeps up. That's Chemung Canal Trust Company. Bank online. Bank with our mobile app. Deposit a check with your smartphone. Open an account at Chemung Canal and bank with us anywhere, anytime. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Let's go! It's a big world, and now we're loving this town. It's our turn, so put your hands up. Don't be scared, take a chance. Come on, give me a hand. It's time to laugh, time to smile. Now let's get up and dance. Come on, everybody, let's live it up. Let it out if you can't get it you jump, jump, jump. This is home. Hey, yeah. This is home.
We now return to Around Town with Henry Dormann.
You know, it's amazing to think that Elmira is in the midst of revitalization, and the things that are happening are really something special. This is the fellow that's helping it's helping to make it. See, I got nervous talking to him because he's a mogul. He is a redeveloper, and he's taking Victorian houses and some of the great, great homes that are now vacant and refixing them for people to rent. And he's doing this. I asked him before, I said, how did you get to be so rich that you can do all this? And he used to make pizzas in Pennsylvania.
That's right.
What was that all about? How did you get from being a pizza maker to being a mogul?
Well,
And tell me also,
Yes.
how, as part of this, because now I'm going to keep quiet and you can
Okay.
talk. How did you do this? And also, how can people take advantage of this? How do they call? Who do they call? Is it expensive? We're sitting in one of the typical things that you've done, and it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Looks expensive as the dickens.
it is.
So it is,
Yes.
but that you pass that on to the people who rent.
Yes.
You do.
Yeah.
He's honest, you see. Go ahead, take it away now. It's all yours.
Okay. So I'll start at the beginning. How
You only got 10 minutes. So.
Okay. How I actually discovered Elmira was on sales calls from my former business, which was a pizza crust, pizza dough, pizza manufacturer out of northeastern Pennsylvania. And I would do sales calls on Tops, Wegmans, and PC stores. Wegmans really put our pizza crust on the map up here, gave us an exclusive pizza crust throughout their entire chain. And so as my business increased in Wegmans, I found myself coming through the Finger Lakes more and more often. So on one of my trips up here, I picked up a real estate book at a convenience store.
Yeah.
Started browsing, saw these beautiful Victorian homes in Elmira, and came back on a weekend and started looking, wondering why they were here, why they were in the condition they were.
And that eventually wound up to be Capriotti Properties.
That's what it eventually became.
Named after him because
Yeah.
he's the original Capriotti.
I am.
And now you've developed this into kind of a conglomerate.
Well,
How many properties are there?
we have approximately 60 homes here
60.
in Elmira. Yes.
60.
Yes.
You're the biggest landlord in the city.
I might be in the city, not in the whole area, but it may be in the city. Yeah.
But this is something that's been needed for so long, so badly.
That's absolutely right.
Who-
You know,
Who is he? Is he your sidekick?
that's my sidekick. No, that's Michael Glosenger. He's our property manager.
He manages all of them?
He manages them. He manages the finances, the rentals, the screenings.
He's an important guy. Do you want another
Very
job?
important.
We're looking for somebody.
Yeah.
I think I'll stay where I am.
He does that so I could look like this. And I can keep running and picking up the building material and
But
keeping
you
the
love
guys
what you
moving.
do.
I do
You
love
seem
what
so
I do.
happy.
I am. I love doing this. Yes, I do.
Now, with all these properties, don't you have a problem with so much? Because the more you got, the more you got to take care of, my wife says.
That's true, but no, we manage it. We manage it. You know, my bakery operation was pretty sizable. There was about 50 employees. We
Still have it?
still have it.
Still have
I
it.
don't own it anymore. I'm a consultant for the company, but
You're very smart.
I don't know about that. But the company still is in existence. They still do a lot of business. I still am a consultant for the company. But yeah, it was a training ground for this. It was
The things that you've done in these homes, where you've taken old Victorian homes and refixed them, like this room we're sitting in has been refixed with fireplaces that still work with gas,
Yes.
with this, what you called it, dental work.
dental work.
I never knew
molding.
that on the top of the ceiling, the moldings is called dental work.
That's those little squares that you
Yeah.
see just on the bottom.
And the wood in this room is called what?
Bird's eye maple, very rare wood, very expensive,
This was a top of the line house.
very much so.
Absolutely.
And
Very
you've,
much
you've
so.
made now, how many tenants? 4?
We have 4 apartments in this building. The building's about 7,000 square foot. The building was originally built as a single family residence back in 1890 to a very wealthy family, the Gillette family. And
Any relation to Blue Blades?
No, they're not, but they're blue blood. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
They were the family contributed considerable money to Elmira College. There's a hall named after them at the college. But this house was actually designed after the Longfellow House, and Longfellow House is in Cambridge, Massachusetts. It was originally built for the governor of Massachusetts from England, and it was later taken over during the Revolutionary War. And George Washington actually lived in the house for about 16 months during his campaign in Boston. And later,
Do you know this about all the houses that you do?
I try to.
Absolutely.
That adds the passion to
Yeah,
fixing
I can
them.
imagine. Must be fascinating to the people who are renting.
It is.
Do you
It is.
sell or just rent?
Well, I sell too. Oh, do I sell? I sell to people and rent here. Yeah. But no, we don't sell too many of the properties. Sometimes we bought groups of properties, and the ones that we didn't want, we sold.
Now, what happened if somebody wants more information? Is there a website, a telephone?
Yes.
Should they call him, call you?
Yep, you can go to our website, and that's capriottiproperties.com. We have we have an email link where you can email us with questions or do an application. And we also have our phone number on the website where they can contact Michael for any questions about apartments, upcoming apartments, projects we're doing.
And your full name is?
Michael Glosenger.
And your first name is?
James Capriotti.
If they need James, they can call you too?
They can,
You're a hands-on owner.
very much
Absolutely.
so. Yeah,
You love what you do.
I love it.
He does.
You really,
It's fun.
It comes out of you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we love working in this community. It's a great community, and we love to be able to have people move back to the center of the city again.
Absolutely.
This is where it all began, and we want them all to come back here
You see this getting better and better in the next years.
all the time.
Absolutely.
You're
yeah.
really optimistic about the revitalization.
Positive. We have.
And you
we've-
put your money where your mouth
We
is.
have less than 1% vacancy at any time.
Really?
People want to live in our units because we pride ourselves on doing a good job, keeping fair rents, keeping a high standard of quality, and the people appreciate it. And as the core of the town rebuilds, we want to be part of that rebuilding process, and we want to make as many available units available in the core of the city again.
You must have some wonderful stories. Is there one story that really comes across of what you've achieved that's really given you pleasure and joy?
I think if the one story more than anything is this particular building. This was probably our most expensive and most detailed project and the most historically significant property. This is actually listed as on the New York State Registry of Historic Properties, yes. So this would probably be it. And this, it was a transformation. This property later became, and was for most years, used as a medical office. Although the upstairs was not used for the public, it was used for record storage, downstairs was used. And later the physician business was purchased by the hospital, Ardent Health, and they didn't need this building, so it sat vacant. And when I purchased it, it needed a considerable amount of work. Yeah. And we took about a 9-month period to do that work. And
Well, I am very glad to have met you both.
Thank you.
Because
Glad
you
to
never
meet you,
know if my wife wants to get a new place,
Yes,
where we should call and who we should talk to. And now we know 2 moguls,
yes,
especially, and it's nice to know a mogul with the name on the door,
yeah.
right?
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You're a joy to chat with.
Thank you.
And thank you also.
Thank you, Mr.
Give
Dormann.
them a call. What's the number again?
607-846-3680.
And the website?
CapriottiProperties.com.
The original Capriotti. I made a new friend. We'll see you soon. I'm going to stay here a while. This is a wonderful, cozy room. Isn't it nice?
It is
We'll see
beautiful.
you. We're going to take a tour of the building now. Come by. You can see it on your own.
Thank you.
Around Town with Henry Dormann will return in a moment.
Life, it never stops moving. Getting from here to there. Managing long hours at work. Juggling a busy home. You need a bank that keeps up. That's Chemung Canal Trust Company. Bank online. Bank with our mobile app. Deposit a check with your smartphone. Open an account at Chemung Canal and bank with us anywhere, anytime. Chemung Canal Trust Company. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
We now return to Around Town with Henry Dormann.
What does it take to run a hospital, especially this hospital, which is the Corning Guthrie Hospital, and it is state-of-the-art, brand new, and this, I call him Gary Cooper because it's easier to remember his name, but it's Garrett Hooper, right?
Hoover.
Hoover, like J. Edgar.
J. Edgar, exactly, Herbert.
You can't forget Herbert. Well,
Yeah.
I like both of them, actually.
Okay.
I knew one of them. And as a matter of fact, I have a picture of Dr. Guthrie in my office, and it's autographed, and he says, "To Henry, I wish I could have known you when I was alive."
Oh. That's great.
Now, you are the chief operating officer of this hospital, brand new,
Correct.
which is state-of-the-art, and as I have said many times, I come here, and this is some hospital. This is the best, including New York Hospital and the others. Don't quote me. New York Hospital and the others that I go to in New York City. This is not only state-of-the-art, special, but the people are so nice and caring, and I mean, it's just like you don't have to worry about a thing. And you're responsible for all of this. And my question is, how do you get to do all of this stuff and can you keep track of it? And there must be some problems in running a hospital this size, brand new. But you don't have any circles under your eyes or anything.
Well, not yet. No, you've already answered the question, and it takes great people. It is a beautiful facility. We will be celebrating our second anniversary in July.
Second already?
Yes, time goes quickly.
But you're still building, aren't you?
We're sitting in a newly expansion. We just opened up this wound care center in March. This was not part of the original hospital design, so we went through a certificate of need process. This was our first expansion.
Well, when you say wound care center, I would have thought that the emergency room is where you go when you have a wound. But now you have a new thing.
Yeah, these are for chronic wounds. There's a very high incidence of diabetes in this region, in our service area. And our service area is Steuben County and Chemung County and Schuyler County. And the incidence of diabetes is higher than the state average. And so oftentimes that leads to pressure ulcers, diabetic foot ulcers. And so the ER is not where you would go for that service. You may initially, but they're going to refer you to the appropriate setting where you would receive the best care. And so we would first do the assessment in this center. This is their expertise, dealing with wounds that are chronic or diabetic in nature, or radiation burns from cancer patients from radiation therapy. And so there's a process. And first we would take a look at the type of wound it is, and the depth and the width of the wound, and is there dead tissue in that wound, and would aggressive debridement and cleaning out the dead tissue, would that create healing, or do you need hyperbaric oxygen therapy? And we have 2 state-of-the-art chambers for that type of treatment. That would be the next level.
You know a lot.
Well, I know a little bit.
I was wondering, because a chief operating officer of a place like this, you must know an awful lot about a lot of things. And yet, how do you keep track? Running this place, even though it's brand new, must be unbelievably difficult.
I have a great team. I've been in this business for over 27 years, and this organization, from the people at Robert Packer to our board members to all of our employees to my executive team, they're impeccably professional, brilliant people, hardworking, patient-centered. This is truly the best team in the 27 years that I've been in this business.
But they always say things start at the top.
That's true. It starts with our leadership, Dr. Scopoletti, who's a physician leader of the Guthrie Health System, and his senior leadership team, and they walk the talk every day. And so you can feel that throughout this system. We have 4 hospitals. We're the only one in New York. But we cover that northern tier of Pennsylvania and the southern tier of New York. And we cover a population base of nearly 700,000 people. 200,000 of those are in our immediate service area, the Chemung, Steuben, and Schuyler counties.
With all that, something must frustrate you.
Oh, plenty. New York is a very, very highly regulated environment in which to operate. So the certificate of need, the survey is a little more stringent than where I came from in Pennsylvania. Not that that's good or bad, but it's different. A little more stringent, a little more rigorous. Other challenges, payment challenges, and that happens in any market. In Pennsylvania, we did not have DSRIP. We do in New York. And so
what's DSRIP?
DSRIP stands for Delivery System Reform Incentive Payment. And New York is one of 7 states across the country that is piloting a redesign around how we deliver care for Medicaid subscribers. And the main reason for that is to control costs. So Medicaid spending in New York was running rampant. Over $50 billion a year spent in New York on Medicaid care. Roughly a 13 to 15% inflation rate each year. The governor and his legislative team said we need to get that down around 1%. And so there was seed money put out in various regions throughout New York to redesign how we deliver Medicaid. And so it's an incentive-based model, and there are certain parameters that we will choose to participate in around chronic care measures. Some organizations are participating in behavioral health measures. We want the patients to be cared for in the outpatient setting, not in the hospital. And so that's what's, in a nutshell, that's what DSRIP is.
I'm trying to think of a place as nice as this, with the reputation that this has. Something bad must be around someplace, and I can't find it.
Well, good. We appreciate you being a patient here. Tell others. Your testimony is wonderful. I'm pleased that you've had good experiences.
And there's no waiting almost all the time. You get right in and right taken care of, even in emergencies, quickly.
Mm-hmm. It's been a phenomenal success story, truly a Herculean effort. One, because of the stringent certificate of need process. This design has been in the works for decades. There was always a vision of having a hospital, state-of-the-art, in this Corning region. And so my hat's off to so many leaders in the organization, whether it's board members or major donors or business leaders. The employees have transitioned impeccably well from the old hospital to this facility. And so a lot of effort, really a monumental effort. We're one of 2 replacement facilities to be constructed in the state of New York in the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. That's quite an achievement. We're really proud of that.
Now, I have to ask you, don't you think he's terrific? He talks like you want to come here right away. And he's such a nice person and very able, as everyone is here. He's very, very able. You can trust these people. I'm still alive, and I thank you all. Thank the hospital people. Thank the doctors. But you really are such a nice, you have a bedside manner, even though you're not really practicing doctor.
I'm not a clinician. My background is business, labor relations, health administration.
I'd come to see you and believe everything you said anyway.
Good. I interview our patients. I stop on the floor and I say, who's in room 222? I want to go talk to the patient. I want to see a conversation like this. I want to see what kind of experience they're having. And I use that as teachable moments for our staff. I applaud them when they're doing well, and I share the observations by walking in the shoes of the patient where we have opportunities for improvement.
Well, I think you need to be applauded too.
Yeah,
but then I'm biased.
Thank you.
And if you're looking for me, I may just be here because I could live in this place. It's terrific. We'll see you soon. I hope to see you here.
You're watching WENY HD.